Hi, let us understand how to create a service and work with the service within Docker Swarm. I have logged into the master, that is the leader, and here I do have the commands Docker Swarm. That's going to provide the help information about the Swarm, and I can check the list of nodes that are attached to this particular Swarm cluster, Docker node ls. Here I do have the leader, and whenever you are working on the cloud environment, make sure the IP address is not getting changed. Generally, the public IP address will get changed whenever you are stopping and starting the systems, but otherwise the Docker Swarm automatically it will get attached and it will be in the active and ready state. Now let me go ahead and create a service. Docker service create. I want to give the name of the service as my service, and I wanted to maintain the number of replica as 2, and I wanted to publish the ports, that is 8080 of the container, and internally that will get mapped to the port 80 within the container, and I wanted to use the image Nginx. It's replicas, it's a typo. So what's happening, it's going to look for the images Nginx and it will prepare the task. If you see the screen, it's preparing 2 out of 2 tasks, and each and every task will have a container within it, and 2 tasks are deployed and it is in the running state. I can check the list of services available within the cluster using the command docker service list. So I do have the service, my service, and that is using the image Nginx latest, and the port mapping is 8080 port is mapped to the port 80, and number of replica is 2. The same way I can have another service as well. Now let us check the details about the service. Docker service ps my service, Docker service ps, and then the service name. Here I will have the details about where this replica is deployed and in which host. Say for example, the replica 1 is deployed into this particular host with this particular IP address and it is in the running state. The second replica is deployed into this particular IP address and it is in the running state. I can check the public IP address and the port 8080 and the Nginx will get served. Let me quickly verify that. So the first one is with the internal IP address 113. The next one with internal IP address 234. So the 113 internal IP address, that's having the public IP address as this. I do have the Nginx getting served. Before that, make sure within the security group, port 8080 is opened for your IP address. On the internal address, 234 is for worker 2. Let me copy the public IP address and access the port 8080. The similar way, I can go ahead and create another service as well. For understanding purpose, let me go ahead and create another service. Docker service create replicas 2, name my service 2, and published in the port 9090 target 80 of Nginx, and I can deploy a different version into it. Let me deploy the version 1.16. So it's going to get the image Nginx 1.16 and it will get deployed. And this time it may choose a different machines for this specific service. So I can check the list of services. Docker service list. I do have 2 services. Now I can get the details about this particular service, my service 2, with the command docker service my service 2. So this time it got deployed into the IP address 234 and 204. Automatically, Swarm will deploy the containers or the task into different machines or the host based on the availability of the resources. So in a quick summary, we had seen how to create a service, how to list the services, and how to see the details about a service in terms of what are all the tasks running in which machines.